Ross, I know Coach Saban has said that for the players, Tennessee is the big one. For the fans, Auburn's the big one. How does LSU fit into the mix for you guys? What does that game represent?
I think it means a lot as far as SEC West as well. Just, I mean, as far as standings and stuff like that. And I think we kind of really get into this one just with the fans and atmosphere, especially, for this game, night game in Death Valley. So we get pretty, hyped up for this game, and it'll be a fun one.
Is it hard to switch back on after a week off or weekend off to get back in the game?
Yeah, not really. I don't think. I mean, we got after it pretty good during the bye week as far as practice-wise. And so I think, we're ready to go and touched up some things that we needed to from the past. So it was good.
It seems like on offense, kind of throughout the season, the running game has really improved so dramatically, but Saban was saying that he wants to see the passing game, more explosive plays. Is that something that's sort of been a focus for you guys in this off week when you had a week to just refocus on yourselves?
I think that was the coaches. They're going to have things to focus on. And as far as us offensive line-wise, we just little things that we needed to clean up, and just technique-wise, we kind of went back to the basics. So I wouldn't say, the passing game was the main focus, but, I just think that individually, you had your things you tried to work on as well just to get better. So
Everyone's obviously constantly looking to improve and develop. With a guy like Jalen, who's been so good so early, do you think it's easy sometimes for people to forget that, hey, this kid's just a freshman playing a tough position?
I think it is, and especially, at a place like Alabama where, people hold you to a really high standard. So, I think just he doesn't see himself as a freshman, though. He sees himself as one of the leaders of this team, which is good, and it's, propelled our offense. So I think he needs to continue to do that and not look at himself like a freshman.
Obviously, you guys have formed a relationship. Going into a big game like this, as a veteran guy, what do you talk to Jalen about in order to prepare him for Death Valley in a big game like that?
I don't think I really need to say anything. No one's really had to say anything to him this whole year, and we played in some big games. So I just think just him being in his own mindset, he holds himself to a high standard like all of us do. So, I think he'll be ready to go.
Tomorrow's the first college football playoff rankings released. I know it doesn't really mean anything now, but you as players, are you aware of that stuff? Do you keep an eye on it at times?
We're aware of it, but we don't really get too wrapped up in it, I'd say. We're going to go out there and have a Tuesday practice and get ready for LSU. So
people talk about the speed, I guess, when they make the jump from high school to college, and that's one of the big things. How have you seen just Jonah handle that speed, and maybe especially on road games?
He's done a really good job, and just him, he played at a really top, high school, and so I think that kind of helped him out too. And just coming in, he was just a freak athlete, and just, going up against these guys, he just has done a really good job. So, away games, I think just being in the hostile environment, just kind of showing his maturity as a player to be that young and just handle it like it is. And, I'm just excited to see his future. So
I know in the SEC they're all physical games, but does the LSU game tend to separate itself a little bit in that regard?
I'd say so. We got a lot of guys on the team from Louisiana, so I think this one means, quite a bit to them. And, it's got a lot of implications to this game. So I think, everyone tries to bring it, and, it'll be fun with the atmosphere and everything else. So
Tend to feel it a little bit more the next day? Maybe some other games?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Hey, this will run after the fact, so you wouldn't necessarily be giving a secret out, but with it being Coach Saban's birthday, have you heard amongst the players if you guys are doing anything crazy for him? I know you guys have done stuff in the past.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We usually just, I remember last year we'd come into the meeting and they'd have like cookies or something set up for him, and we'd have the shakers and hats. So I don't know. Usually his secretary sets that up. So I guess we'll have to find out today. But
One of you guys don't bake the cookies, is what you're saying?
No. He probably wouldn't eat them if we did. But
Appreciate it, Bill.